Welcome to Peaceful Soul, a space where we rediscover calm together in a world that never stops moving. Before we begin, ask yourself one simple question. If your brain had a battery like the phone in your hand, how much charge would it have left today? Did you wake up feeling light, clear, and ready to take on the day? Or did you open your eyes already running on low power? How many times have you kept working, replying to messages, pushing forward even when your body was signaling that it needed a break? We live in a time when the speed of information far outpaces the brain's ability to recover. A Harvard study found that the average adult processes about 70 gigabytes of data every single day, roughly the size of a thick novel. That means your mind is constantly filtering, storing, reacting, and calculating with very little time to rest. It's no surprise that more than half of American adults say they regularly feel drained, unfocused, and anxious. Consider Brian, a 29-year-old sound engineer in Seattle. His job is to fine-tune audio for live concerts, managing hundreds of electronic signals where even the smallest error can disrupt an entire show. When asked how much battery he thought he had left, Brian laughed and said, "Maybe 20%, but I still have one more performance tonight." A half-joking answer, but one that reflects a common reality. Many of us know we're running low. Yet we keep going, believing we can squeeze out just a little more. Across the country in Austin, Clara, a 42-year-old art teacher, shares a similar story. She loves her work and wants her students to have the most creative experiences possible. But lesson planning, grading, and back-to-back meetings leave her mind foggy, as if a heavy mist has settled in. "I drink coffee all day and still can't stay awake," she admits. When asked about her battery, Clara simply shook her head. Probably less than a quarter. Stories like Brian's and Clara's are far from rare. You don't need a crisis to feel depleted. Just the daily grind of work, social media, calls, and errands can keep your nervous system in a constant state of alert. Your body responds by releasing stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, chemicals meant to protect you from danger. But when that state repeats day after day, the brain stops distinguishing between a real threat and a packed calendar. Chronically high cortisol can disrupt sleep, impair memory, and even weaken the immune system. Think of your brain as a phone running dozens of apps at once. At first, everything works fine, but over time, the processor slows, the screen lags, and the battery drains faster and faster. The irony? We often take better care of our phones than of ourselves. When your phone hits 5%, you rush to charge it. When your mind feels like it's at 20%, you tell yourself, "I'll just push through." Sometimes a simple question can shift everything. How charged is your battery today? It might sound playful, but it forces you to check in with your energy and emotions. Research from the Mayo Clinic shows that regularly assessing daily energy levels lowers burnout risk and sharpens focus. When Brian and Clara began answering that question honestly, they realized how long they had been ignoring their own warning signs. Recharging isn't just about more sleep. Sleep is essential, but it's only the foundation. Short, intentional breaks, 10 minutes of morning meditation, a 15-minute walk outdoors, or a meaningful chat with a friend, are proven to calm anxiety circuits in the brain and boost creativity. Small habits like turning off phone notifications at night or jotting down 3 things you're grateful for can significantly restore energy. Clara started by leaving her phone outside the bedroom and practicing deep breathing before bed. Within weeks, she felt more alert and rediscovered her passion for teaching without relying on endless coffee. Science is clear. Rest is not weakness. It's the key to better performance and clearer thinking. So ask yourself, if your phone were at 20%, would you keep running heavy apps or would you plug it in immediately? And if you'd rush to charge a device, why not give your own mind and body the same care? In the journey ahead, we'll explore science-backed ways to recharge your brain and body, from quality sleep and nourishing foods to simple breathing exercises and small daily habits that can completely transform your sense of energy. Every small step matters, and every minute you invest in yourself creates a lasting difference. Once you've recognized your personal battery level, the next step is learning how to recharge. Many people believe that sleeping in on weekends is enough, but the truth is more complicated. Just like an old phone, if you only charge it after the battery is completely drained, its lifespan quickly shortens. Your body and brain work the same way. They need regular, smart mini charges every single day to stay strong over time. The most basic and most powerful place to start is sleep. Researchers at Stanford have shown that just 2 nights of poor sleep can cut your focus by 40% and slow reaction time to the equivalent of driving legally drunk. Sleep loss also disrupts the hormones that control hunger and fullness, making overeating and weight gain more likely, while weakening the immune system. 7 to 8 hours a night isn't a luxury, it's the biological foundation of good health. Marcus, a 38-year-old chef in Portland, knows this firsthand, proud of his ability to work 16-hour days in a high-end restaurant. He eventually faced constant headaches and lapses in memory. When Marcus set a regular bedtime and turned off his phone an hour before sleep, he felt mentally renewed in just 3 weeks. I thought I needed more time to work, he admits, but what I really needed was more time to sleep. But recharging isn't only about sleeping well. Another powerful tool is breathing. You can go days without food, hours without water, but only minutes without air. Yet in modern life, most of us breathe shallowly and quickly without realizing it. This lowers oxygen to the brain, speeds the heart, and keeps the body on high alert. A Yale study found that people practicing the 4-7-8 breathing method, inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, exhale for 8, lowered cortisol levels by an average of 15% in just 4 weeks. Consider Sophie, a 25-year-old video game designer in Denver. Surrounded by blue light and constant sound, she began taking 5-minute breaks each hour to practice 4-7-8 breathing. Her anxiety eased, her creativity improved, and, as she put it, every deep breath felt like hitting the reset button. Movement is another key ingredient. You don't need grueling workouts. Just 15 minutes of brisk walking a day has been shown to increase blood flow to the brain by about 20%. Sharpening memory and problem-solving skills. Research from the Mayo Clinic shows that people who walk at least 5 days a week cut their risk of depression by 30%. Leo, a 22-year-old law student in Atlanta, once believed he had no time for exercise. He started by walking from the train station to his dorm instead of taking the bus, just 10 extra minutes a day. Within 2 months, he not only lost weight but also felt sharper during exams. I never imagined walking could change my mood so quickly, he said. Another often overlooked but vital source of energy is social connection. Humans are wired to bond. A landmark Harvard study spanning over 70 years found that the best predictor of happiness and longevity isn't money or fame but the quality of our relationships. Even brief, meaningful conversations can release oxytocin, the bonding hormone, lowering blood pressure and easing loneliness. Take Naomi, a 31-year-old freelance photographer in Phoenix. During busy seasons, she used to isolate herself to finish edits. But when she started scheduling a simple weekly coffee with friends, her energy and creativity soared. I thought I needed more hours to work, Naomi said, but what I really needed was more time to connect. The good news is that you don't have to change everything at once. The secret lies in small, steady actions. Think of each one as a quick charge for your brain. 5 minutes of deep breathing, 10 minutes of walking, 15 minutes of heartfelt conversation, a 30-minute power nap. Each small charge keeps you from ever hitting critical low power. Morning habits deserve special attention because they set the rhythm for the whole day. A University of London study found that spending just 10 minutes each morning writing down 3 things you're grateful for significantly boosts life satisfaction in as little as 6 weeks. Your list doesn't need to be long, just specific: a delicious breakfast, a kind text from a friend, or the way sunlight spills across the window. Gratitude activates brain regions linked to positive emotions, creating a ripple effect that steadies you all day. Brian, the Seattle sound engineer, combined these small steps: setting break reminders every 2 hours, practicing 4-7-8 breathing, and walking around the concert hall before each show. Within a month, he managed stress more easily and rarely felt burned out before the night was over. Clara, the art teacher from Austin, began journaling her morning gratitudes and silencing phone notifications at night. Soon she felt calmer in class and rediscovered her creative spark. These changes require commitment, not cash. Just as you plug in your phone each night without thinking, caring for your brain should become second nature. It may feel difficult at first to give up an hour of scrolling for an earlier bedtime. But every minute of quality rest is an investment in your health, focus, and long-term happiness. When you combine all these elements, sound sleep, deep breathing, daily movement, meaningful connections, and small morning rituals, you'll feel a profound shift. Many describe it as an upgrade to the brain's operating system, clearer thinking, steadier emotions, smoother performance, and a surge of creativity. The core message is simple. Don't wait until you're completely drained to care for yourself. Just as you charge your phone before it dies, make it a habit to recharge your body and mind every day. Every breath, every step, every genuine conversation is a chance to plug in. You deserve a life powered not just to survive, but to truly thrive and shine. You've learned to check your own battery level and experimented with recharging tools like sleep, breathing, movement, and social connection. But for these practices to create lasting change, they need to become a personalized system rather than scattered actions. Just as an orchestra needs a shared rhythm to create harmony, your body and mind need a clear structure where positive habits can work together and reinforce each other. This doesn't mean following a rigid formula. A personal system starts with listening to yourself, your rhythms, personality, and goals. Everyone has a unique energy map. Some recharge best through movement, others through quiet moments. The key is to discover your own formula and stick with it. Meet Rachel, a 35-year-old project manager in Minneapolis. She tried early morning gym sessions, evening meditation, and daily journaling, but quit each attempt because it felt like chasing too many goals. One weekend she tracked her habits and realized she was most alert in the morning but wasted that time scrolling online. Rachel designed a daily power hour, phone off after waking. 10 minutes of deep breathing, 15 minutes of stretching, and 10 minutes of gratitude journaling. Just 3 small steps, but timed to her peak energy, kept her consistent for over 6 months without burnout. One powerful principle is the 1% rule. Instead of setting huge goals, focus on tiny daily improvements. A 1% gain each day compounds to 37 times more progress in a year. As James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, explains, it's the power of small wins. You don't need an hour of exercise to start. 5 minutes of breathing or a 10-minute walk is enough to build momentum. Your environment is another critical signal. The brain responds strongly to visual and auditory cues. If you want to read before bed, place a book on your pillow and leave your phone in another room. To drink more water, keep a bottle within arm's reach. Duke University research shows that over 40% of daily behavior is shaped by environment, not willpower. A well-designed space can make good habits almost automatic. Ethan, a 40-year-old interior designer in San Diego, used this strategy to stay active. Knowing he'd be tired after work, he left a yoga mat and sneakers by his front door. Every time he walked in, the first thing he saw was his reminder to move. He began with 5 minutes of stretching and naturally worked up to 30 minutes a day. I don't fight myself anymore, Ethan says. It just happens. Regular energy check-ins are another key. Like checking your phone's battery. Take a few minutes each day to ask, how much charge do I have right now? And jot the number in a notebook or app. Over time, you'll notice patterns and know when to rest or reorganize before you hit critical low power. Don't overlook the importance of supportive relationships. A sustainable system rarely thrives on willpower alone. We all need a community. A walking group, a colleague who reminds you to take breaks, or a loved one who listens, all serve as backup chargers that keep you from burning out. University of Michigan research shows that people with strong social support recover energy twice as fast as those who isolate. Isabella, a 20-year-old music student in Miami, found her own backup charger by joining a weekend community choir. What started as a way to improve her singing became a powerful source of motivation. When I sing with others, I forget I'm tired, she says. Music and friendship are medicines no pill can match. Once you've identified the key components, power hours, 1% improvements, environmental cues, energy check-ins, and supportive connections, you can combine them into a daily personal cycle. A sample day might start with 10 minutes of deep breathing, include a short walk, follow 90-minute work sprints with breaks, and end with a 15-minute gratitude journal. The goal isn't perfection but continuous adjustment to fit your real life. For extra staying power, add small rewards. The brain loves recognition. After completing a habit, treat yourself to a favorite tea, a song you love, or even a simple self-compliment. University of Chicago research shows pairing habits with rewards can increase long-term success by up to 60%. Of course, there will be days you skip a workout or sleep less than planned. Don't beat yourself up. See it as feedback to refine the system. Like updating software, each tweak makes your system smoother and stronger. As these small habits become automatic, you'll feel a profound shift. Many describe it as upgrading their internal operating system, faster thinking, steadier emotions, and a resilience that makes exhaustion a distant memory. You're no longer just surviving, you're living with renewed energy. Think back to Brian the sound engineer, Clara the art teacher, Marcus the busy chef, and Sophie the game designer. Each began with a single small step, found a personal formula, and stayed consistent. Their lives didn't change overnight, but tiny habits compounded into lasting transformation. You can do the same, not by copying anyone else, but by discovering your own version of recharging. Once you experience the power of a personalized system, you'll see that self-care isn't another task on your to-do list, it's the foundation for everything else. A well-charged life naturally fuels your work, your relationships, and your dreams. Most importantly, you'll embrace a simple truth: only you can decide when to plug yourself in. No one else can feel your battery level. Only you know when to pause, rest, or take a deep breath before moving forward. Next, we'll explore how to share your positive energy, extending the benefits of your personal system to family, friends, and colleagues, creating a community where self-care becomes a shared value rather than a solo effort. Once you've built your own recharging system, something remarkable begins to happen. Your positive energy naturally starts to spread to the people around you. Just like a fully charged phone can share its battery with another device. A healthy, energized mind can inspire and uplift those you care about. Emotions are far more contagious than we often realize. A study from the University of California found that positive feelings can ripple through a social network across 3 degrees of separation, meaning your good mood can influence your friends, and even the friends of your friends. A single smile, a thoughtful question, or a simple healthy habit can trigger a domino effect that transforms an entire group. Take Liam, a 33-year-old technician in Boston. When he started daily habits like short walks and gratitude journaling, he never intended to involve anyone else. Yet his coworkers quickly noticed the difference. Liam was calmer, more focused, and less irritable during meetings. One teammate asked about his routine. Then another grew curious. Within weeks, the entire office had organized a lunchtime walking group. No one forced it. Everything began with the quiet, steady shift of one person. This ripple effect also shows up at home. Nora, a 41-year-old editor in Dallas, began a morning routine that excluded her phone. Without a single lecture, her husband and 10-year-old son soon followed her lead, leaving their phones outside the bedroom. Mornings turned into a time for breakfast and real conversation. I didn't need to convince anyone. Nora smiles. They could feel the calm and wanted to join. The first step in sharing positive energy is simply to be an example. You don't have to preach or give advice. By living consistently with the habits you've built, others will naturally notice and wonder about your secret. Consistency is the most persuasive language of all. When you keep a regular bedtime, take your afternoon walks, or pause for mindful breathing breaks, people will feel the difference in your presence, calmer, clearer, and happier. Another effective strategy is to invite loved ones to join small activities. Instead of asking your whole family to exercise for an hour a day, which can feel overwhelming, start with simple actions. A 10-minute walk after dinner, preparing a healthy weekend breakfast together, or writing 3 things you're grateful for each night. Research from the University of Michigan shows that families who share even one healthy daily habit are twice as likely to maintain it compared to those who try alone. Consider Caleb, a 45-year-old banker in Nashville. He began by inviting his wife and 2 kids to take an evening stroll around the neighborhood. At first, it was just a way to unwind after work, but soon the whole family looked forward to this ritual of connection. We're not just walking, Caleb says. We're sharing our day. My daughter even reminds me now. Dad, it's time for our family recharge. Positive energy can also flow into the workplace, where many of us spend most of our day. Research from Gallup shows that teams that prioritize mental well-being are not only happier but also 21% more productive. If you're an employee, suggest small changes, a quick standing meeting, a group break, or a friendly step challenge. If you're a manager, encouraging short resets, respecting clock-out times, and recognizing employees' efforts can make a huge difference. A powerful example comes from Carmen, a 39-year-old HR director in Phoenix. After adopting her own daily energy check-ins, Carmen proposed a 15-minute reset for the entire office every 2 hours. Everyone stands, breathes deeply, or takes a short hallway walk. Some staff were hesitant at first, but within a month it became a favorite moment of the day. It lifted the energy of the whole room. Carmen shares, people were less tense and worked together more easily. Sometimes, spreading positive energy is as simple as listening and being present. In a world full of noise and notifications, giving someone your full attention is a priceless gift. When you put down your phone, maintain eye contact, and respond with genuine curiosity, you're sending a powerful message. You matter to me. This kind of presence acts like an invisible charging station, refueling both you and the person you're with. Positive energy can extend into the wider community as well. A neighborhood park cleanup, a book club, or a free local yoga class, all can serve as collective charging hubs. Scale isn't important. What matters is consistency and joy. Every small action strengthens a shared network of positivity, where people care for each other's mental well-being. The story of Theo, a 50-year-old bus driver in Pittsburgh, is especially moving. After enduring months of stress, he began smiling and greeting every passenger who boarded his bus. At first, it was just a way to lift his own spirits. But over time, more and more riders responded with smiles of their own. One elderly woman even said those brief greetings had become the highlight of her day. Theo's simple habit created a tiny, uplifting community right there on his bus route. The beauty of sharing energy is that you don't need the perfect moment. You don't need to be famous or hold a leadership role to make an impact. Every kind act, every healthy habit you maintain is a message to the world. By caring for yourself, you show others that they, too, deserve care. By smiling, you encourage others to open their hearts. By staying committed to your own recharge system, you prove that a balanced life is possible. Imagine if everyone in your community adopted these small steps. A city where people greet each other on the street. An office where coworkers support one another. A family where dinner isn't interrupted by phones. The power of a community lies in individuals who not only care for themselves but also nurture others. This isn't a distant dream, it begins with you. With the small choices you make every day. As your personal system stabilizes and your positive energy flows outward, you'll discover a magical loop. Giving is receiving. Every time you recharge someone else, you're also recharging yourself. The joy of seeing someone smile, the warmth of knowing you've listened and helped, all become precious fuel for your own spirit. This is the greatest reward of the recharge journey, not just a healthy body or a peaceful mind, but a life of connection, where your energy is more than enough for yourself and strong enough to lift those around you. In the next and final section, we'll take a step back to reflect on the entire journey, from recognizing your energy levels, to learning how to recharge, to building a personal system and sharing your power with the community. Together, we'll distill the key lessons and chart the next steps to ensure that every day isn't just something you get through, but a day that feels vibrant, purposeful, and fully alive. Take a moment to set everything aside. Relax your shoulders. Inhale deeply, and exhale slowly. This is a moment just for you. No appointments, no notifications, only you and your breath. This seemingly small pause is a precious gift, allowing you to truly feel your body, alive, moving, and quietly sending messages that we are often too busy to hear. Have you noticed how just one deep breath can slow your heartbeat and quiet your thoughts? Your body already knows how to find balance, as long as you give it the chance. You don't need grand gestures. Sometimes, a few seconds of stillness is all it takes to begin the process of recovery. Perhaps along this journey, something has made you stop and think. Maybe it was a story that touched your heart, A small habit that brought back a memory. Or simply the realization that you haven't asked yourself in a long time, how am I really feeling today? Change often arrives this way, quietly, without warning, weaving itself into the small choices you make every day. Remember Marcus, the chef who once worked 16-hour days until headaches forced him to rearrange his schedule to get enough sleep. Or Sophie, the game designer who learned to pause for a few deep breaths every hour and in doing so rediscovered her creativity. Or Naomi, the young photographer who simply made weekly coffee dates with friends to keep her heart warm. None of them made dramatic, life-altering moves. They each chose small steps, and those small steps opened a big door. A life with more energy and less pressure. The good news is that you can do this too. And you can start right now. No need to wait for a special day or a big milestone. Silence your phone notifications for an hour. Write down 3 things you're grateful for today. Send a message to a friend you haven't spoken to in a while. Take a walk around the block and look up at the sky. These simple acts are powerful, quiet charges for your inner battery. You might also try a simple strategy many scientists call 3R: recognize, recharge, reflect, recognize. Each morning or evening, ask yourself, how full is my battery today? Don't worry about an exact number, just a sense. High, medium, or low. Recharge. Choose at least one small action each day to replenish your energy. Take a 10-minute walk. Breathe deeply. Listen to your favorite song. Or go to bed 30 minutes earlier. Reflect. Once a week, take a few minutes to look back. Which actions made you feel happiest and most restored? Keep those, and adjust the ones that didn't fit. 3R isn't a rigid checklist, it's a natural cycle of awareness, action, and reflection. Each time you move through this loop, you strengthen your self-care system, gently, steadily, and without force. And don't forget the most important element, joy. Charging your life isn't a chore to finish, it's a gift you give yourself. Choose activities that feel light and delightful, not just things you think you should do. If running isn't your thing, don't force it. Dance, paint, garden, play music, anything that makes you smile. Researchers at Oxford University have shown that joyful activities release dopamine, the brain chemical that sustains motivation far more effectively than habits built only on discipline. Consider Maya, a young artist who once forced herself to hit the gym to stay healthy, only to feel bored and unmotivated. When Maya returned to her childhood passion for modern dance, movement became pure joy instead of obligation. Her body grew stronger, and her mind felt freer. For Maya, recharge wasn't about becoming someone else, it was about returning to herself. And when you care for yourself well, something magical happens. Your energy begins to spread. Every smile you share, every small act of kindness, carries the power to touch others. Think of Theo, the bus driver who simply smiles and greets every passenger each morning. That tiny gesture has created a warm little community on his route. Or Carmen, who encouraged her entire office to take a 2-minute breathing break every couple of hours, transforming the workplace into a calmer, more connected space. When you charge your own battery, you flip the switch for the world around you. The beauty is, you don't have to be perfect. There will be days when you skip a workout, forget a walk, or stay up late finishing work. Don't call it failure, it's just a signal to plug back in. Like a phone whose battery drains faster than expected, each time you notice and adjust, your inner system becomes more flexible and resilient. Before we close, let's take a tiny exercise together. If you can, gently close your eyes. Inhale deeply, counting slowly to 4. Hold your breath for 4 seconds. Then exhale slowly. As you release the air, imagine every bit of tension, worry, or pressure leaving your body. And in this quiet space, think of one thing, just one, you're grateful for right now. It might be a loved one, a beautiful sunny afternoon, a morning cup of coffee, or simply the fact that you are here, present with yourself. That feeling of lightness and gratitude is the purest energy you can carry into each day. You don't need lavish vacations or grand plans, just a deep breath, a thankful thought, a small action is enough to reboot your entire system. So remember, every small step matters. A full night's sleep, an honest conversation, a single deep breath, each one is a precious charge. Repeat these small steps consistently, and they will weave together into a sustainable network that nourishes both body and soul. From this moment forward, you're not just learning how to recharge for today, you're investing in a life that's fuller, brighter, and more loving every single day. You hold the switch, no one else can flip it for you. Thank you for spending this precious time with Peaceful Soul. May every morning greet you with a battery full of energy, ready not just to live, but to truly shine, for yourself, for the people you love, and for the world around you.